Hello YouTube, it is Lucid Alvar here, back at it again with another video on Kenshi, and I'm sorry for a little bit of the delay. I did have to do double modules for a lot of my classes this week, so I also had a midterm too this last week, so I had to take care of everything. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the live stream earlier from this week, but without further ado, let's get into what we're going to be talking today. Today's going to be more of a guide on Kenshi, on how to get good relations with all the three big factions. Now I'll give you guys some tips, some strategies, some things that would implore you on getting good relations. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So today I'm actually going to just be giving you guys around 3 tips. So we'll start off with tip number 1. Now, number 1 is a little bit more difficult, and it doesn't mean that you have to be ensured that you could probably survive out on your own a little bit. Just if you have one character or 2 characters that they are well fed, they have enough money and food to perform this action that I am going to be talking about. So the thing that I'm going to be talking about is mainly just following a patrol. So say you want to be good pals with the Holy Nation, so what you do is you follow one of their patrols. So this is going to be taking a little bit of a while, but as long as you'll be healing some faction members of the Holy Nation, it will automatically increase your relations with them. So say if you're following some paladins, taking around some holy servants, if you start healing the holy servants and everything, your relations will go up really slow, but the better the troop, so say if you were healing paladins instead of servants, your relation would go actually faster if you healed paladins rather than servants. So that is a nice little tip in there within this tip. So as long as you guys can do that, just follow around a patrol and everything, you'll be able to start building up your relations. Now the relations to actually become allies, if I remember correctly, is 75. If it's not 75, then I think it is most likely 50. I'm not entirely sure, as I don't really ally with nations at all. I just kind of decide to wipe them all out for selfish reasons, but anyways, so that is something that you could do. It just takes some money of making sure your troops are kind of built up to withstand some dangers, at least, if you guys can withstand some skimmers or some bone dogs, just little things like that, making sure your characters are built up enough to handle that. But what the second tip going for is bounty hunting. Now, bounty hunting is one of the best ways actually to improve relations really quickly. Now, it is a lot harder, and it could be extremely hard if you're going for bigger bounties, but what I personally would always do is go for just the bandits in the area, because I know the United Cities, I think they have the red sabers, in kind of the crosslands of the desert, and I know that that's also in the swamps, but we're not really talking about the swamps, so but you could also turn in rebel farmers and stuff for the United Cities, for Shek. They don't really have that many bounties out there, but if they do, it's Kral's Chosen sometimes they spawn in with bounties on them. And then finally, it is Holy Nation. Holy Nation, they have starving bandits, Holy Nation outlaws, and also they're just regular bandits. So they have a lot of bandits to choose from. So if you take a dust boss in, for example, sometimes the dust bosses that you will run into will have bounties on them, or starving bandits that you run into, or even sometimes Holy Nation outlaws that you run into, they will have bounties on them. So all you have to do is just knock them out, take them to your local police officer station, everything, and you turn them in. And that will honestly increase your relations. It increases, I don't know, it depends on the bounty. The bigger the bounty, the more you get, say if you turn in Dust King, for example, to the Holy Nation, I think your relation would go up to 30 or 40 just off that one bounty. But it's because it is worth so much. And if you take up somebody the Emperor of the United Cities, right, or something crazy like that, they will actually give you 100 relations. So depending on the size of the bounty, it just depends on how much it'll build up your relation. But now let's get to the last one that we're going to be talking about here today, the last tip on how to get good relations, and that one is becoming enemies with the faction's enemies. So if you guys do this, I know the for sure's for one way to do it is to go to the Holy Nation, Holy Nation's enemy of the Flotsom Ninjas, and you go to Maul and you tell her that you you support the Holy Nation as your big daddy, and not actually like that, but you know, you support the Holy Nation, and your relations will actually go up to about 75, if I remember correctly. It's somewhere between 50 and 75, and you become allies with the Holy Nation. And so you could do that with, you know, pretty much kind of like almost every faction. I think the Shek are the only exception here, because I don't think the Shek actually have something like that. So the Shek is more like you have to earn your reputation with them, because just becoming their enemy's enemy doesn't really work. And also, for Holy Nation, it's the easiest way you're gonna befriend the Holy Nation. You know, like this is the easiest way you can pretty much build in their land for free and not have to worry about anything. And even their troops will kind of respect you that you don't like Maul in his outfit or her outfit. But hopefully you guys did enjoy. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, do all that nice stuff, and peace.